We'll continue. Is it afternoon? I guess it's noon now. So we'll continue with the Fort Payne Wildcats and Coach Chris Elmore. And his third season, I believe, as the Wildcats head coach. Coach, would you introduce the players or let them introduce themselves and give us some preseason comments on your Wildcats?
All right, we'll do. Not fired up about following the 5 Red Devils. That's kind of a hard act to follow. So, but it's always good to hear Coach Benefield talk. Helps me out every time I hear him. I've got on my far right Sawyer Burt, a senior tight end for us, and I've got a guy some people have heard about, Alex McPherson, our kicker. And then on my left is Daryl Prater, kind of a do-it-all guy for us, plays defensive line and running back, and then a 3-year starter for us at center, Eli Frazier. As far as the season and expectations, similar to some of the stuff he said, we're going. The goal every year is like everybody else is to try to play the best we can play, whatever that may be. I'll say this, I think any coach would tell you that they hope to have a team one time in their career, and this will be, I guess, year 9 for me as a head coach, 5 at Chelsea and 3 here, and this will be my 4th year here. This is shaping up to be, at least right now, the most enjoyable team that I've had the chance to coach. Is not just because we've got some good players, and we do. I've got 4 really good players with me today. All 4 guys have got high potential to play at the next level. But we've also got just a bunch of guys on the team that I talked about this morning when we finished practice. We just got a bunch of guys that love football. They just love being out at practice, love competing, love learning about the game. And it really makes my job easy because, I guess every year I've done this up until this year, you've always got the 2 or 3, maybe 4 guys on the team that you feel like you kind of got to drag it out of them to get there, and you kind of got to, stay on them about being to practice on time or whatever it is, or practicing at a high level. And I'm honestly telling you right now that this team is easy to coach because they want to be there, and we practiced 7 times this week. Had 2 two-a-days. Every day was in the morning, and of course had 2 afternoon practices. And we're there. We're all there. We're all trying to get better. And they, like I said, they want to learn. They want to see why they did something wrong and how do they do it better. And so does that mean we'll win a lot of games? I have no idea. I don't know. But I know one thing: it's going to be fun to coach them because they're going to enjoy competing every Friday night and going to want to get better from game 1 to the last game of the year, whenever that may be.
Hey, Coach. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm well. I know they're going to talk amongst themselves when you're not around, and I know they feel like there can be a really good football team. What makes this group, just leading into week 0 and jamboree time and whatnot, that you believe that they can be a special group to kind of springboard them from last year to this year and make a special run?
Well, we've got a lot of guys that have played a lot of footballs. Number one, Sawyer is a 4-year starter for us. Of course, Alex has been kicking for us since his 9th grade year. Daryl started as a 10th grader for us, and Eli started as a 10th grader for us. So that's just 4 guys in particular. And we've got some more guys that have got a lot of experience too. Now we're young in some spots, but we'll have a brand new quarterback this year. We'll have a couple of brand new linemen. So it's not like we return everybody, but I think the exciting thing for us, and I think they would tell you the same thing, is these guys have been playing a lot together, and the last 2 years we've made the playoffs, or last 3 years really. But the experience I think is the biggest thing. And again, I've got a center sitting over here that can literally tell you what everybody on offense does. I mean, he can. I mean, I get on my receivers all the time. When we're in film, I say, okay, somebody tell me what so-and-so has it right here. I say, somebody besides Eli. Eli don't say anything because he knows. He knows what everybody does. And Sawyer's the same way too. Sawyer can tell you what everybody on offense does, and Daryl can do the same thing defensively. So when you've got that much experience, and this is an interesting year for me in that being a coach's kid like I am, I've got a bunch of coaches' kids on my team. Daryl's a coach's kid. His dad's our defensive coordinator. Our quarterback, Jake Barnes, his dad was the defensive coordinator for Fort Payne a long time now. He's our principal, Patrick Barnes. So we've got a lot of guys that just love football and love the game and love learning about it. And I don't know what Eli's going to do one day with his life, but if he doesn't coach, he's missing a great opportunity because he's a coach on the field every time we walk out there. So that's, to me, and again, I don't know how many games we'll win. I have no idea. But I feel confident to say that I think these guys will be ready to play every Friday night. And then if we're good enough to beat the team they're playing, then we will. If we're not, if they're better than we are, then they're just better than we are. And kind of like Coach Benefield said, we'll tip our cap to them and go on our way. But I think this group will show back up the next Monday ready to get better again. How do we improve? How do we make ourselves better? And, you know, I don't know if it's the competition of all of them. And all four of these guys with me, and it's kind of Alex it'll start with him. Nobody's harder on him than he is. He has high expectations for himself, and that kind of bleeds throughout the entire team, and they all want the best for themselves, and that kind of makes our team kind of feed off that, if you will.
This is for the players. We just heard Coach say a few minutes ago that he thinks this is his most enjoyable team, I believe is the way you said it. Why do you think you guys think it's the most enjoyable team? You guys are in the locker room every day. You guys are working out. You guys are running the laps. Why is this the most enjoyable team for Coach Elmore?
For me, I think it's definitely the most enjoyable because we're the funniest. I mean, we just make a joke out of everything. You know, we take it serious at times when we need to, but we're always willing to have fun with each other in the locker room, on the field. Whenever we can be serious when we need to be, but, you know, we always like to have fun too. So I think that's why we're super enjoyable. We like to be around Coach, great guy, great coach, you know, for all of us, great mentor. And so, yeah, we just like to have fun, but when we're serious, we're serious. So I think that's why it's enjoyable, because we can be serious when we need to, but when we're not. We're a lot of goofy guys like to have fun, so.
I'm kind of like with Alex. We're a bunch of goofy guys. We always find the positives, and no matter what we're doing, even if we've messed up, well, at least we did this good. And then, like he said, we can have that killer mentality when we need to. And we've got great coaches, great people to be around, great teachers, everything. So I think that's why.
I think our team is very enjoyable because most of our team has been around each other since middle school, and we have that great chemistry, and we just love to be around each other.
I think our team is enjoyable because we're just friends. We all hang out every day. We're together after practice, before practice. I mean, we go to eat together. We're just close bonded together. Makes it an enjoyable team.
Can you hear me? Okay. Two-part question for Alex. So you most recently committed to Auburn. So what stood out to you about Coach Harson's program? And then also, Coach said you set high expectations for yourself. So what expectations have you set for this last season?
For me and Auburn, I definitely enjoy, like, Coach Harson and his staff are great people, great coaches. You know, they always, kind of like Coach Elmore, they want to build you as a football player, but also as a person. So they're one of the schools that really got to know me as a person instead of just a player. And that really spoke volumes to me about how they coach and how they are as people. And so for me, that's ultimately one of the decision makers for me. Great town, great people, great coaches. You know, you can't beat that. But for me this season, you know, for me after all this recruiting's over, I'm just gonna have fun. Honestly, this season I don't have as much pressure on myself as I had in the past. You know, obviously I want to perform great. That's definitely what I want to do. But you know, I just want to have fun. Yeah, for my senior season. But there's definitely going to be hopefully some long field goals, some big kickoffs, big punts. But, yeah, I just want to have a lot of fun. Hopefully not miss. Let's hope that. But yeah, you know, not as much pressure this year. Just have fun, be myself. So.
Well, Coach Elmore, you've definitely put your stamp on this football program. Right now, there's a lot of interest in this football team, not only community-wise, but the kids, you know, they're reflecting it. They're enjoying themselves. They're having fun. You got several kids out this year.
Yeah, we've got 104, 9 through 12, which is about 20 more than last year. So, and I don't. Somebody's asked me why. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you. I hope it's what you said. I hope that the way we try to treat them, and the way we try to work them, and the way we try to, you know, develop them, not only as players but as people. I hope that maybe has become a little contagious and made more people want to be a part of it. And So we've got a few new guys out that hadn't been with us before, and I heard one of them say the other day that he hadn't been out, been playing basketball, running track, and he decided to come out this summer. And I heard him say to somebody, I don't know why I didn't play football sooner. I have so much fun out here. So that's nice to hear. And obviously, it's a fine line, that fun word, because everybody knows that football's a tough sport and a hard sport and a very physical sport. But if they don't enjoy being around each other and enjoy being around myself and the other coaches, if it's a misery to come up there every morning, then you're not going to win many games. And so we try to make sure that we work them as hard as we can work them, but at the same time, it's an environment where they want to be a part of it. And I think, so far that's been, kind of shown by the interest in our program. And we're the same way at our junior high level. We've probably got 60 7th and 8th graders that are ready to go next week. And so we hope that will continue. And guys like these make that easy for me, because when they see Sawyer Burt make plays and Alex McPherson kick and Daryl Pareto make plays and Eli Frazier out there, it makes young kids want to be a part of that, hopefully, and be a part of our program growing up.
Coach, do you ever get mad at your athletic director for your schedule? I looked down your schedule, non-region: Athens, Gadsden City, Etowah, North Jackson, and I believe you're in a jamboree on the 12th against a pretty good Gunnersville team.
Yeah, I'm going to blame the guy who makes the schedule, but informally I'm blaming myself, so that would be me. So, in fact, Mr. Jett, who's now our superintendent, who was the principal and the athletic director at the time when the schedule came out, he kind of called me in a couple times and said, are you sure about some of these that you're wanting to play? And the reality is I tell these people all the time, we're in a spot in the state where it is difficult sometimes to get games because we're so far kind of removed from everybody, and there's not a lot of people in this county and our neighboring counties that are our size, so it becomes difficult to find non-region games. And we definitely were not necessarily looking for Athens, but Coach Gross and I talked and didn't get to play this game last year because of COVID concerns, ended up playing Briarwood instead. But kind of like Coach Benefield just said with playing Mars Hill, I think to get better, you got to play good people. And we lost last year to Briarwood and Gadsden City to open the season, but we got better as a team, and we played well after that. So I think we're going to do our best to try to win those first couple of games. And but if we don't, I feel confident that these guys will see what mistakes we're making and we'll improve, and we'll be ready for region play when it gets here against Arab. But yeah, I mean, going Gunnersville, Athens, Gadsden City is not real smart probably, but at the same time, these guys don't back away from competition, and I think they'd be a little disappointed in me if we didn't play people like that. So I think they're excited about it as well.
Well, Coach, I was going to piggyback with the players on that question. Guys, does that give you guys motivation here in the preseason, getting ready for the season this year with those teams on your schedule?
Yes, sir. I love playing good teams. It just shows me that I love going against competition. It makes me know that I'm getting better and it's making someone else better. And I just love playing competition.
As a kicker, for me, it's not as difficult, to say as when we're playing tougher competition, you'd say. But it's great getting to see my buddies out there competing, working their butt off to win games and to compete and get better with other great schools. So for me, it's great getting to see my buddies and all my friends out there getting to compete with difficult schools and getting to play them. Makes them so much better, I would think. Instead of playing some easy school where you win every time, it's better to play iron because iron sharpens iron. So.
Yeah, that last thing Alex said about iron sharpens iron, I 100% agree with him, because those higher caliber teams, they make us better in the long run. And I really enjoy playing them because they make me better. They make the whole team better. It's just, I like it.
Yes, sir. I enjoy playing teams like that because why would we put all this work in to just go out there and run through a nobody team and go through a team that makes you better in the long run?
Coach, final question I have today, and the guy sitting to your right gives you a lot of hidden yardage. I heard coaches talk about hidden yardage all the time. Could you talk about that and how important that is for a football coach and a football team?
I could probably talk for hours about it, to be honest with you. And this time next year, you'll be seeing me coming here with kind of a long face because I'll be trying to figure out how to regain some of that yardage. he changes the game every Friday night. I tell it all the time. I don't just say because he's sitting beside me, but when you've got a guy that every time we kick off, unless something crazy happens or if it's one of those 20-degree nights, it's going to go in the end zone. And more times than not, it's going to go out the back of the end zone. It makes our job easy preparing for kickoff every week. If somebody's got a elite returner back there and I know he's kicking in the end zone, that's one less thing for me to worry about. They obviously have now got to go 80 yards every time we kick off. And the biggest thing he's done for us is changing the game on punting. He's not even really, he didn't really even consider himself, I guess, a punter necessarily. He just kind of does it on the side, if you will. But he kicks balls that go in the air. It looks like they were dropped out of a blimp up there, and they go about 45 yards. And, it flips the field every time. And then when you're sitting there, when you cross the 40, he'll tell me when you cross the 45, you're in field goal range and legitimate field goal range. And he'll if we're at the 45 and I call punt, he'll nudge me or something because he'll say, no, let's kick it. We can make it. And so I have to kind of do a double take, but he's right. He's capable of it. And like I said, with the high school rules, I've said this 100 times, with the high school rules, you're not afraid to try those really, really long ones. Because if he doesn't make it, it's going to go in the end zone. They get it on the 20 anyway. But he's a weapon, and it's a guy that we're going to really enjoy this last year, and they're going to enjoy watching him flourish at Auburn. And then I'm going to have to figure out how to coach again next year when I don't have him beside me.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. We appreciate you and the guys being with us. Good luck to the Wildcats, and I believe it's the 12th that you play Guntersville in the Jamboree.
Correct, yeah, Thursday night at Guntersville on the 12th. And I think there's been a little confusion on make sure I'm clear on the Athens game. That game should have been at Athens, but because of the new rule, if you had to forfeit last year, you have to travel.
Right.
So Athens is coming to us. So we open up with 3 home games with Athens, Gadsden City, and Arab after that.
All right, thanks, Coach. Thanks, guys.